Last game of the season, we finished with a win, bro. 2-0 win. Nice clean sheet, sunny day. We don't normally win at Amex. Erik ten Hag's first win over Brighton because it's taken him a hot minute because they keep giving us licks.
I mean, after quite a negative season, we do have some positives to take from this game, with the main one being that we've overcome a hurdle, which is, as you just said, beating Brighton, especially at the Amex. We haven't really done it over the last few years. Ten Hag hasn't done it yet. We've taken some bad losses against, Brighton is a team that we should be beating every single time. So, you know what? I'll take it as a positive because this could have been a horrible ending to the season. It could have been a bad loss, especially going into the final as well. We didn't want to lose at Brighton. So I'll take the 2-0 win. Yeah. Sheet as well.
Defo, exactly. In terms of how we won it, the tactics and the personnel and people coming back from injury, etc., what did you make of the performance?
It wasn't pretty. And we didn't have enough of the ball and we didn't threaten much. However, I think against Man City, I wouldn't mind if we don't have enough of the ball and if we don't threaten that much. Exactly. So that's okay. If we think about the City game, I don't mind that too much. The only thing is, Brighton were given chances by us losing the ball. That's my only thing. Cool, if City are going to have the ball, that's fine, but it's about where they have the ball. Are they going to have the ball around our box and we're giving away the ball anytime we do get it back, or are we going to be a bit more careful with it? So I think going into the City game, yes, there are positives we can take. There are players come back from injury, but we can't go into that game making sloppy passes as well. We can't do that because otherwise City will get the ball and they'll score very quickly, as they did last year.
We saw in the first half we should have been a couple goals down. Second half, they made some changes. We improved a little bit, probably a little bit of a meet in the middle. But really important to get players through this game. Martinez plays 60-odd minutes, comes off. Varane gets 15-odd minutes. Johnny Evans some minutes. Rashford got a few. Kobbie Mainoo off. Bruno off. Eriksen get in, just to, managed the squad well today. Rasmus Højlund, good goal. Another rest for him starting from the bench and us going with this sort of 4-4-2 or a false 9 or 2 up top. Being more compact.
Yeah, I mean, we're used to hearing managers say, we only focus on one game at a time, especially Ten Hag. He says that a lot. So I'm happy that, he's thinking about the bigger picture. He realises as well that, look, even winning this game or not, finishing 7th place isn't going to happen now. We finished 8th place, awful Premier League season, so we have to put all of our eggs into that FA Cup basket. And I feel as though he's done the right thing to manage players. The only player I'm not sure that has been managed well is Garnacho, because I feel as though he needs some time to rest. He looked really leggy in the last 2 games.
Wow.
Looked for a while, and looked leggy again today. But as you said, apart from that, Højlund coming off the bench and scoring a goal 2 games in a row, that's really impressive from him as well. And I like that from the manager.
Do you think that Højlund should start in the final now? Because we have been playing this sort of conservative way. Last couple of games we've taken Højlund out, gone with either Bruno as a false 9 or, like you said, the 4-4-2. It means McTominay would probably have to play. Or with Casemiro coming back in, you could say Casemiro, Amrabat, Mainoo, Bruno false 9, Rasmus on the bench. What would you do with Rasmus now he's a bit confident and had a little bit of a rest?
It's a tough one because I feel as though for the final you need to have a striker on the pitch. Expecting to win and not having a striker on the pitch, I think is
big money for as well.
Exactly, and a good striker as well who has just scored in these last 2 games, and also our top goal scorer this season. So in that respect, he should play. But then at the same time, I also agree with playing 4 midfielders against Man City. I do really agree with that. And I think for how much of the ball Man City are going to have, we need to have the players that can, get the ball off them and get a counter-attack. But then it's all good getting the ball, but then having no striker in the box to pass it to you also isn't good enough. So I think I would edge more towards starting him and not starting McTominay.
And going back to type, the 4-2-3-1? Rashford on the left, Garnacho on the right. I bet we'll talk about Ahmad as well.
Yeah, I mean, I would even consider having a front 3 of Bruno on one side, Dalot on the other side, Højlund up top, and then still having a midfield 3 of Amrabat,
Garnacho and Rashford out.
And Casemiro. Yeah, because I feel as though neither of them really deserve it.
Garnacho all season been running his ass off. Isn't this the time?
Yeah, I agree with that. But where he's looked so leggy over the last few weeks, over the course of the season, I think he's had a good season. But if we're looking at form, his form isn't good. And I'm a big Garnacho fan, but I'm just being honest. If he was to be dropped for that final, I don't think he could have any complaints. Honestly.
Okay. Man of the match today.
I mean, no real standout performances, but I'll say for his goal line clearance and for the good assist as well, I'll say Casemiro.
And back into midfield for you for the final, Casemiro.
100%. We need him in that midfield.
Big game player.
Yeah.
Could be his last game. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I hope not, because I feel as though there is still a space for him.
Oh, really? Maybe so you think
Yeah, maybe not in the starting 11, but in the squad. If we can get other midfielders.
He's just sitting there on the bench.
Yeah, I get that, but I mean, to be honest, it comes down to how much we're gonna get. If Saudi come in 50 million, yeah, cool, we take it. Obviously, even 50, okay, maybe even 30.
Bro, whatever it is they give, bro. I'm saying
it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot. Yeah, but I feel as though we need to make sure that we get players in as well. It's no good letting Casemiro go and not having any depth in our midfield next season.
Correct.
Yeah.
Roll on the final again. That's what it is.
Bring it on. Come on, United.